what are some things that people in the West can start to implement in their life, with the goal to reach happiness?
Well, first I think we need to define what happiness is. And sometimes what we are actually used to in the West is to think that happiness is what I called instant fast food pleasures, right? We are all the time with Instagram, Insta food, Insta date, and then we're always craving for more. Oh yes, again, oh, another one. And we think that this is happiness. And we think that the more we do it and the more we have, the happier we become. But actually it's quite the opposite. The more dissatisfied we become. And that's what Buddhism is going to talk about. Happiness is something that we actually need to cultivate within. No? And we need to not look for outside for happiness, but of course conditions outside there are needed for us to help go inside. So we need to start being mindful of what is happening in our minds. That is the most important way for us to observe what we are actually doing and how our minds work. But most importantly, it is very important for us to try to understand our motivation for doing things. Our motivation, depending if we want to achieve this or that, will give certain results, right? It's like planting a seed. If we are planting a seed of apple, we're never gonna get oranges. But that's the problem. We don't realize what type of seeds we are planting in our minds and in our hearts. So we kind of like frustrate ourselves because we are wanting something, we are wanting happiness, but we are creating the causes for suffering. And that is the problem. Because we think that by only thinking about outside and only thinking about me, myself, and I, and my happiness, I'm going to achieve happiness. And actually, the more selfish we become, the more concentrated only on ourselves, the more dissatisfied and the more suffering we actually have. Because the idea that we are this independent and so concrete I that is there, it's actually not how things really work. If we really observe how we are, as His Holiness the Dalai Lama always says, we are social beings. So we need each other. And that aspect of amplifying and opening our heart to think about others and to how to develop compassion and love and kindness towards others is what will bring us happiness. But we think the opposite. The more I think about myself, I'm going to be happy. If I think about others, I'm not going to find happiness. But it's the opposite. So that's what we can try to start doing in our daily lives. We can start becoming aware how we are dependent on each other for just to be happy. By changing our perceptions on how things work and transferring and exchanging, as we say in Buddhism, exchanging myself to others, then we can start to find happiness.